everyone, so today I am here with Draco. As you can see, he's trying to go up in my hair right now, and we are here to talk about how much do hedgehogs cost. Now, I wanted to try and do, what are you doing? What's going on? Are you chewing on my hair right now? I'd prefer if you didn't chew on my hair right now. Now, originally I wanted to sort of go through the supplies you would need and sort of give you a spectrum of how much it could cost on the low end and on the high end. And I realized that the spectrum is just too big to be helpful. So instead of giving you a sort of list of supplies and how much they could cost you, and like the 12 different types of cages you can have for hedgehogs and how much those could cost you, I decided, now you have my hair on you. See? This is why it's not a good idea for you to play in my hair. Instead of doing that, I decided that it would make more sense for me to show you how best to sort of figure out how much you're going to be spending. And, where are you going? You're not going back in my hair. No. Okay. That works. That's fine. I decided instead to go over what I own for my hedgehogs. Keep in mind I have two, but I'll just be going over the supplies for one. So I figured I would make a list of what I have and show you the prices and basically show you what, had I bought all of my supplies today, I would have spent on them. And that way you guys get a general idea of how much my stuff costs, plus it's a good way to show you how to sort of budget out what you think you're going to end up spending. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to be talking about a vet fund in this video too much. My best advice for a vet fund is to keep at least $300 on hand for your hedgehog to go to the vet. Hedgehogs are exotic animals. They cost a lot more money than you would think to take to a vet, for the most part at least. There is a gnat. So I would recommend keeping at least $300 on hand for your hedgehog. I can tell you right now that a vet visit for my hedgehog starts at $60. That's the exotic vet fee. Anything that happens after is an additional cost. So I believe the last time we took Draco in, it cost us about $90. One time it cost us $150. Another time it was $300. So I recommend keeping at least $300 on hand because hedgehogs are exotic animals. They have to see exotic vets, and it can get expensive when they need them. You can't go in my hair. There he goes, in my hair. Where are you going? That tickled! Okay. Just hang out. You don't want to hang out? Why not? The people of the internet like seeing you, sir. He's like, I don't like them. Sorry. Right into the hair again. It gets stuck on you. Maybe if you didn't have quills, it wouldn't get stuck on you, but you do have them, and it does. Just hang out, sleep, go to sleep. I'm filming during the day. Why aren't you tired? It's not gonna work, is it? Sir. Okay, well, I thought that'd work. It didn't. So if you haven't seen my hedgehog supplies video, I recommend checking that out because a lot of what I'm gonna go over is in that video. And the number one way I recommend that you figure out how much you're gonna need to spend on your hedgehog is by making a list of the supplies you want / need, and the prices of those supplies. So preparing for this video, literally wrote out a list, pricing out hedgehogs. I put the price next to everything I needed for a full startup, and then my total at the bottom, which as you can see is a pretty high number. So let's start with the cost of the hedgehog itself. Now that's going to depend on area. I based my list off of the hedgehog costing $150, and that's because that's roughly what I spent on my boys. I might have spent a little bit less on one of them. It's hard to remember, this was 4 years ago. But the average price for hedgehogs right now is $150 to $250, and I realize that's a pretty big spectrum. That's about a $100 difference. Keep in mind, it can get even more expensive than that. Some states are very, very expensive. Florida, the cost seems to average around $300. So you really have to check the market in your area to figure out how much that's going to cost you. But that's your first cost. So I marked my hedgehogs cost at $150 because that's the lowest of the spectrum. That's for a breeder, of course. It costs less if you did a rescue or like a Craigslist find. Now, where the spectrum seems to differ a whole lot is what kind of cage you're getting. If you get a bin cage, it's as cheap as like 20 bucks. If you get something else, it's gonna be more money. Now, as you guys all know, I have my hedgehogs in Critter Nation cages, and a single Critter Nation, obviously mine are in a double because I have two, but a single Critter Nation right now on Amazon is $142. Now, I bought my cages around Christmas and Black Friday. Those of you who don't know what Black Friday is, it's this big sale time of the year in the United States. It's kind of like Boxing Day in Canada, and I don't know what other countries have. But everything seems to go on sale around then and Christmas, and that's when I got my cages. So I did get them cheaper, but right now on Amazon, a Critter Nation is $142. So there you go, your top two expenses for me were the hedgehog and the cage. Another thing that's really important is food, of course, and my hedgehogs are on From Mature Gold, or From Gold Mature, however you say that, and that is $20 a bag. Next on my list is heating, and a heat setup changes prices really frequently. So I'm just going off of the prices on Amazon right now, and those prices left me at, for a CHE setup, we've got a $10 bulb, a $22 thermostat, and a $12 dome, which puts me at $44 for that setup. Plus I needed a thermometer, which would be an additional $6. Then we need to fill the cage. So let's start with hides. We'll do bedding next. My hides, if you guys have seen my cage tours or my cleaning the cage videos, you'll know that I often have a cuddle cave, a tunnel, and a PVC elbow in my cages currently. That's pretty much my standard setup. Those are my boys' favorite hides. And so the price of those, I bought them all from Whim So Cool. I'll put the link in the description. I love her stuff. All of my stuff is from there pretty much. Well, almost all of it. So the cave is $18, the tunnel is $13, and then the PVC tube that I got from the hardware store is about $5 because it is a 4-inch tube, a 3 or 4-inch tube. And then of course the bedding itself, I use fleece personally. I don't use fleece liners, which would be a different price. I just get a 1-yard cut of fleece from Joann's. It usually is a maybe $2 to $5. I erred on the more expensive side because I do have some nice prints, so I went ahead and said $5, but you can get them very, very cheap, particularly if you're only buying 1 yard. So I erred on the side of caution and said it was $5, and then of course because I don't have liners, I do put disposable pads underneath the liner itself, and those are $5 a pack. So that would be a reoccurring cost for me, but we'll stick with $5. So that's $10 to line the cage for me. Hedgehogs need wheels. It is one of their absolute requirements, and I have Carolina Storm bucket wheels. Those are $22 before shipping. I just went ahead and did before shipping costs on all of these things. Shipping would be an additional cost that you would have to calculate based on location, but the wheel itself is $22. The bowls that I use for water, they are the Living World ergonomic food bowl, but I use them for water for all of the pets that I have that drink out of water bowls, and those were $4. Those are great bowls. They can't tip them. They're amazing. They have a sort of slant, so they're lower in the front, higher in the back. They work great for water and food. The food dishes I use are just dip bowls from Target, and I believe those were $1.99 a piece. They might have even been 99 cents for some of them, but I went ahead and said $2 just to be on the safe side. Now we have a couple more things venturing outside of the cage that I needed. One would be a scale for weekly weigh-ins, and that is about $10 from Walmart. Kitchen scales are really cheap. They're really easy to find. Mine was really inexpensive. And then lastly, we need grooming supplies. Now I use Hedgehogs and Friends Hog Wash. It's a shampoo specifically designed for hedgehogs. It is an excellent shampoo. I recommend it to everyone. I haven't had trouble with dry skin with my boys since I started using it. It's that good. That's $8 a bottle before shipping. And then you need clippers. I use regular human nail clippers, and those are about $5. You could possibly find them cheaper, but I paid $5 for mine. And then the toothbrush I use to get the shampoo through their quills is just a $1 cheapo toothbrush with soft bristles. So all of that combined is $460. Now this isn't calculating, again, vet fund or recurring costs. So that's $460 just to start. That's not calculating any toys because my boys personally don't use them. Your hedgehogs probably will. My boys are older, they just don't have any interest. The way you can do this for yourself is to calculate the type of cage you want, the type of food you want, the type of hides you want, whether it's snuggle sacks or igloos. Those are a different cost. And you make a list and you put the prices of each item you want. And then you'll have your total, and you'll know exactly how much you need to save up. Of course, this starter list does not cover recurring costs. So food, vet visits, for me, the disposable pads, he's moving. Once I run out of shampoo, I'm gonna have to rebuy that. It doesn't cover any of that stuff. So you're gonna have to keep that in mind too. But generally, hedgehogs are fairly cheap when it comes to recurring costs. It's typically their first initial startup that can be very expensive, but you can budget. Now, if you check out my supplies video, you'll see that there are a lot of things that you can buy, like if you were to do a bin cage, that would take your cost from, remember how I said the single critter nation was $142? Literally, a bin cage is $20. So you could take off $122 off of the cost that I just said simply by switching cages. So the spectrum that hedgehogs can cost is huge. So I just wanted to sort of show you guys what my specific setup cost me, how expensive hedgehogs can get. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm sorry I couldn't give you guys a more concrete response to how much do hedgehogs cost, because honestly the spectrum is endless. But hopefully this was helpful in showing you guys how I created a sort of list of how much I could possibly spend buying a hedgehog right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Draco and I we'll hopefully see you next time. He is ready to go. So we're gonna go hang out before he eats my hair again. Here we go. That doesn't feel good, you know. Where are you going? Ow. Now my hair is stuck on you. You're like a brush. Ivy. How much hair do you have on you now? None? Oh, good job. You're like a hairbrush. You don't need to be in there. Nope, you do have a hair on you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and spending time with us. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I will answer them as soon as I can. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you all next time. I'm gonna get him out of my hair again. Bye.